Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Joe's Weather Channel here. Today we'll be taking a look at a possible nor'easter for Super Bowl Sunday that could bring several inches in parts of the area. If we take a look at the new run of the GFS here, which I haven't looked at and both of us will take a look at this together, it actually does look a little bit more northwest as these models have started out this storm being well offshore, not in that exact spot, but well offshore to now all the way back up to here. If we were to go back a couple runs, you'll see, let me just erase this for you guys. If we go back to, let's say, around, this was 7 a.m. Sunday. Look how suppressed this is. And it's all the way down, almost in line with South Carolina and North Carolina. It's right in the middle of those two. But as each run came along, you could see throughout the day, it has came a lot more north. And if you take the next slide, it has been also getting, while it's getting stronger and being pulled more northwest, it has been getting a lot more colder for along the coast. So we were possibly thinking if it were to snow, it would be like an 8 to possibly 10 to 1 ratio. But as this storm has been showing it wants to get colder and colder, it could be, yes, the higher end still. It looks like this is completely off the table to possibly 12 to maybe even 13 ratios. Which means if you get, let's say, an inch, excuse me, this is like a certain temperature, like you're at, let's say, 30 degrees, that's 12. 10 is 32 degrees. So if you get at 30 degrees and you get an inch of liquid, that is 12 inches right there. So that greatly increases your snowfall totals along the coast. And if we could take a look closer in here, sorry guys for the little mishap here. I'm just explaining this as long as I go. It does give the coast, well, it's not far enough out, but this is the last run and this is the new run. It looks like it wants to give the coast another 3 to 5 inches right here. And it wants to give the mountains a pretty good amount of snow as well. This is a big trend that we had. And if we go to the icon, which also is a new run here, sorry for the little bit of the lag here, but you can also see it also looks like to agree with the GFS here. And if we go to the snowfall totals, another 3 to 5 along the coast. And if we go to the NAM, which the NAM is the greatest model, which, no, excuse me. The NAM is the one that shows the greatest amount of snowfall for at least the Northeast here, and you will see why in a moment. The reason why this has happened so rapidly in the past 24 hours is because this Arctic front that was coming up from the north, which you see here, was supposed to be all the way out here in this mainstream right here, this big energy, was supposed to be over here already, and this energy was supposed to be here. By the time this low pressure got here, it was all the way up here. But now you see it's here and here. If these two phase together like the NAM is showing, you will end up with a system like this. A big system that could drop possibly 8 to 14 inches if you are lucky enough along the coast or just immediate inland. This is going to be a strengthening storm because above average temperatures all along the coast, and you have the Gulf Stream right off the coast. If we take a closer look in a moment, you can see that the darkest blues are right over Long Island at this point at 10 a.m. This is the same time as Orlena dropped its 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfalls. And I'm just basing it off what the NAM shows me and Orlena shows me, but it looks like to have that same color that Orlena did. And if you take a look at the snowfall totals here, there's that little stripe of 12 that goes over Long Island, just south of Boston, and in Virginia here. This is just the NAM, once again, but the NAM has been really good recently. And that if that shows that much snow, then maybe you have to start looking out for a possible major snow event here. If we take a look at the European here, this is a site is from Pivotal Weather. Greatly appreciate them for putting this up. And the European is somewhat like the old GFS. If the European were to come out now and we had a range of the intermediate European, I would expect it to move a little bit more northwestward. But since we don't, that's pretty much what it is. And if you take a look at the 10 to 1 snowfall totals, remember this is 32 degrees and every time you get an inch, it's 12 inches. It only gives an inch or two for the coast, but it does give Virginia 8 to possibly 10 inches in the higher elevation. And finally, the models that you all least expected to do good. The GFS Para has been doing a lot better recently than the regular GFS and the European. Especially for Winter Storm Orlena, the parallel GFS has been doing so much better. It has handled the low pressure system a lot better, but at least on the 12C, it is a lot more north than GFS was. I wouldn't say a lot, but the GFS is probably over here, and it's over here now. It has the heaviest just off the coast, but I really do think no matter what, it's going to be cold after this system. Even if it just passes to our south or north somehow, gets this far north, after the system, when the circulation goes backwards, excuse me, counterclockwise, it's going to be really cold. You can see on the coast to low 20s, high teens. It's going to be really cold. No matter what happens with the system, it's going to be really cold. Now, if we go to an early call snowfall map that you can see here, this is really too early to tell, but you're starting to get a hang of what's going to happen. Early call for Super Bowl Sunday, anywhere from just north of Boston, I would think, all the way down into Baltimore and Washington, all the way back up. Even parts of the Cape out here, this is your best chance of 3+ inches. But you might have a greater probability of seeing 3+ inches after the latest run of the models. Back by Albany, Harrisburg, and all the way up into Bangor, Maine, expect right now, as of Thursday, 5 p.m., 1 to 3 inches. A general 1 to 3 inches, and all the way back in this light color. Unless this storm somehow tracks a lot more north, you will probably just end up with coating to at most, I would think, 4 inches. But this is a lot of room for this storm to move. Remember, this storm was way out to sea. Now it's come way back. I hope everybody has a great day. This may have not been my greatest video. This is a rush video that I want to get out for you guys so I can get done with my homework and stuff. But please stay tuned. This is gonna most likely change. And stay safe and have a great Super Bowl Sunday, guys.